truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scotty and friends.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville, your all-access pass to stories, sounds, and the soul of Music City. So the last couple of weeks, there's a lot of things been going on in the music industry, and I think it's important today that we just dabble on these three topics, but I'm going to dabble in a way that can really, guys, help you understand what's really happening and why it can happen, and some of the artists that have the power to be able to do these things. I definitely want to talk about the Taylor Swift effect of her putting out all her songs all at once and what's that doing to the charts. I want to, and we need to talk about AI and Suno and the songwriter and BMI and ASCAP and all the things that are changing with that. And really what I really think is really important for anybody in Nashville, that when you guys say I need a booking agent, I'm going to tell you why that's a good idea and why that's a really bad idea, especially when you're new. And you're not going to get one in Nashville if you don't do these certain things. So let's wrap our head around all that. Let's take a real quick break. We'll come back. Let's get into it, okay?
Hey, everybody. Willie here. I just ran into Scott and some friends over at Tootsie's Orchid Lounge. So let's raise them up and have a drink. It's a holler and a swaller.
Beer.
1, 2, 3, holla! Now swallow.
When music feels real, you don't just hear it, you feel it. That's the sound of Michael Gillis, one of today's fastest rising voices in adult contemporary music.
You walk in a dark room like crystal candlelight.
Michael's single, Working with the Rain, stormed up the Billboard Adult Contemporary charts, debuting at number 21 and climbing to number 13. Then came Can't Hide Beautiful, holding steady in the Billboard Top 40 and streaming in over 30 countries. And his breakout hit, You and Me in Miami, reached number 2 on the Euro Indie chart, proving his music connects across oceans and generations. With heartfelt lyrics and that unmistakable voice, Michael Gillis is redefining modern pop country crossover. Authentic, soulful, and radio ready. Stream Michael Gillis on Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere you listen. And follow at Michael Gillis Music on all socials. Because when the voice is this honest, you just can't hide beautiful.
All right, so you guys all know I have an artist. You just heard him, not Taylor Swift. I wish I had Taylor Swift was one of my artists. Michael Gillis, and he is on the Billboard charts. And we felt the Taylor Swift effect. Now listen, guys, this girl can do whatever, woman can do whatever she wants. She's extremely successful, has a huge fan base. She has every right to put music out how she feels she wants to, but what happens in the industry, quote unquote, is she takes up the charts. And now, are all of her songs going to be charted? I don't know, but is she going to get away with it? Yes, because she can, and she did. But first off, let's be honest. When Taylor Swift releases music, the entire world tunes in, right? Everybody goes, holy moly, what is this girl going to say? She's figured out how to grab our attention. She writes songs that grab people's attention. It's a global thing. I mean, everybody's going, we can't wait to hear this thing. So suddenly people are talking about music again. They're talking about all of her things that she's putting out. They're jumping on playlists. They're reading lyrics. They're buying vinyl. They're doing everything they can to learn what Taylor Swift just did. I mean, it's like a phenomenon when she comes out here. But the attention, it doesn't stop with her, right? All the algorithms on Spotify and Apple Music and Amazon, they start feeding fans related songs. So if you're an artist in the same lane, country pop, Americana, singer-songwriter, you might notice your streams tick up. They call that the halo effect because Taylor's presence draws eyes, charts to what's out there, to what's playing, right? Makes sense. So radio stations are also getting re-energized. Advertisers start leaning in. The money starts coming in better. This is all this Taylor Swift effect. Program directors feel the buzz and start taking meetings again. They're trying to find out the next breakout song, or if there's going to be multiple breakout songs. How is that going to go against other artists that are putting music out? So what Taylor did was for her legacy, for her music. Don't get mad at me. I think it was pretty smart on her end, because why not? She's earned it, right? She fought the fight. She listened to the haters, but she rose above that and she came out on top. And it doesn't matter if, we like or don't like her music. That I think that's completely irrelevant. What I do think is important is that people gravitate to her for some reason that they just adore and love her. I remember when she first started out, she actually did this to me because I didn't believe it was true, unless her people were doing it. But it just didn't feel like it was that. She was on Instagram or something, and I sent her a note and just said, "Hey Taylor, my daughter loves your music, pretty cool." And she wrote back, "Thanks a lot, means a lot." And she put capital T, capital S. So was that from her? I don't know, but it was kind of cool way back then. And this girl, the storm that she dealt with, people are saying she can't sing, she can't write, she's this, she's that, but she engaged with the fans from the beginning. When social media came out, Taylor was everywhere. Before social media, Garth was like the expert at that. He would be able to connect with everybody on a different level. And social media came, she connected with everybody on a different level, and she connected with him on social media. So the fans or the people really felt close to her. But when you are managing an artist, or you have program directors, and all of a sudden you're getting the need to play 5 or 6 Taylor Swift songs off the new album, that pushes the other artists' music to the side, right? And then you can complain about it. You could say that wasn't fair, all of that, but it doesn't matter. Don't panic. I mean, all this is going to turn. The songs that are going to go are going to go. And this is all going to get back to normal again. And if Taylor does it again, she does it again. And there's nothing that we can do about it except honestly say, congratulations. All these different artists are leaving their legacy somehow. And maybe this is one of the things that she's doing. So I'm kind of proud of her, honestly, for doing what she's doing. Business wise, yes, of course, it kind of stinks, but you're never going to have everything you want. So congratulations, Taylor, on this new record that you put out. Congratulations on trying to, and probably are going to, make a huge effect. And you're probably going to open doors and show things can be done a different way. So hats off to you on that. Let's talk about booking agents. Okay. So when I was in Nashville, full time, and I was always dealing with people, and I would hear constantly, I got to get an agent. I need to book an agent. I need somebody that's going to, book my shows for me. In Nashville, that's not going to happen. Agents, they're in this music business for the business, right? You have to show consistent live experiences, like 2 years of regular live shows, touring, or steady regional gigging. You have to have ticketed shows, around 25 ticketed shows with solid ticketing data, not just festivals. Agents want to see that you can move tickets. You have to prove a draw, like 75% capacity or higher at venues. Agents prefer artists who can reliably fill venues, typically mid-tier, providing grounds and club theaters that are 2,500 or 3,000 capacity range. You have to be able to sell those out and again, prove it with data. Documentation, box office, settlement sheets, ticketing reports, merchandise sales reports, rider venue deals, and 2 years of income statements showing venues, agents, paperwork. That's That's when they might go, we might take a meeting. When you could prove what you've done. And if you get the meeting, they're going to ask for a 1-sheet, a bio, like everything, 1 or 2 press blurbs that somebody wrote about you, how great your show was, some stats, some monthly listeners, top markets that you played in, contact, 1 or 2 short videos, 1 live performance, like 30, 60-second clip, nothing big, 1 promo video, mobile shot. Just, they're going to need stuff that business people need to make a decision on whether they're going to work with you or not, because let's face it, they have to then sell your product. Easier to do in Minnesota, in Wisconsin, North Dakota, Iowa, Michigan, get a local booking agent. You're going to have to probably not jump through all those hoops. But in a town like LA or Chicago or New York, or definitely Nashville, you're not going to walk into William Morris Agency and they're going to, just automatically book your bands. Hey, Mark, are you available by chance?
I'm right here.
Did you ever play in a band and you guys had an agent?
I did play in a band, and I did not have an agent, but I played in a duo for years out on the beach in different places. And we did have an agent for a while, and, we used them. We got bookings without them and some with them.
So the thing about it is I've been reading a lot, like they're saying, why give away 10 to 15%? Yeah. Because if you go in and you do a good job, that club's going to hire you back without that agent anyway, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what I did find out in the area that I was playing in the Gulf Beach area, that there were some agents that kind of had a monopoly on a lot of the places. So you kind of had to go through them if you wanted to get into certain places. Hey,
I ran a bar in Minnesota. It was called Max Bar and Grill. And we started, and I did all these 10 parties outside, and then these agencies would come in and, they'd try to sell you a box of rocks, and they wanted to be exclusive, blah, 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 blah. And the thing about it was, that's exactly what happened to me. That's how they did it. They're like, no, you just use us. You don't worry about it. You call us. We'll bring you the best talent. But what they did do is they jacked the prices up.
Yep.
That's what they did. And after a while, I started thinking, why would I pay more if I could pay these artists directly myself and I can get their phone number? I could just call them and say, hey, what are you doing? 3 Thursdays from now, are you guys' schedule open? You want to come in and play? But I couldn't do that because I got sucked into that same vortex. So, honestly, you could be your own agent, right, Mark? I mean, literally.
Yes, you can.
Like, I know some people that would make up a Gmail account, like a fake email, and say that you're the agent just to try to give yourself more credibility. Did you guys do that?
No, we didn't do that, but I know people that have done that.
It works.
Yeah.
Because the other person on the other side. Remember when Julie Black was in? She is that Grammy Award winner, and she's just said, she goes, we have an agent, but we're not exclusive with an agent because we already know. We go in there, we do a good job, we use our manners, we do what we say we're going to do, we play the time we're going to play, and we're respectable. We already know they're going to call us back anyway. So why give away 10 to 15% of your money? Right?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a lot if you think about it. Every $100 you're giving away $10 or $15, but it's not that. It's everything that comes with it. The gas, the wear and tear on your equipment, and everything else that comes with it. Keep that money. It just seems to me that would make sense. Hey, we'll be right back after this.
They were legends, icons, voices that shaped the soul of country music. Johnny Cash.
Hello, I'm Johnny Cash.
Loretta Lynn.
Well, I was born a coal miner's daughter.
Now you can walk through the places they called home all in one day. Just outside of Nashville, explore Hideaway Farm, the private cabin retreat where Johnny Cash found peace, prayed, and played for friends. See his personal cars, memorabilia, and the home that held his heart. Then, just a scenic drive away, step into the story of Loretta Lynn at her historic ranch in Hurricane Mills. Tour her beautiful home, visit her museum, and stand in the footsteps of country royalty. 2 American legends, 2 unforgettable homes, 1 epic day trip just outside of Nashville. Book your tours now and experience country music history up close and personal. This is more than sightseeing, it's stepping into the soul of Nashville.
here, though. There's these fellas running all over Nashville causing a ruckus. I think their names is Scott and his hooligan friends. They're kind of cute, though.
Hey guys, so we're back. So like I was saying, if you're in Nashville, you don't need an agent. Don't even ask for one. When you get a major record deal, your label will take care of all that for you anyway. Just go down there and play. Go do a good job for the bar owners and get yourself a good gig. Stay in there. You heard my interviews with Scott Collier. I mean, he is in charge of multiple venues, from Florida to Tennessee, to the airport, to downtown Broadway. And they look for certain things. And, you just have to do what's right. And you won't need an agent because a lot of those people down there are making six figures and going home every night, or like he told you, buying tour buses. And, because of their performances inside of those clubs, they get to tour Europe, and they get to go to LA, and they get to go on a tour. They get to go open for Kid Rock. And there's all these opportunities that are right down in Broadway, but you have to rise above the rest. And that's really important. So agent locally, regionally, or you come to Nashville, you learn a bunch of junk, and you travel back to Minnesota, and you settle back in again. Maybe go get an agent then, but be in charge of that agency. Don't sign exclusive. Make sure that you can do it either way, how you want to run it. And then as soon as you get your name back out in that city or in that state of Minnesota, that you're not going to need an agent after a year anymore, because when you go in there, they're going to knock their socks off because you played Broadway. You understand how the music industry works. So you guys, we have a major problem in the music industry right now. And BMI and ASCAP are getting involved. Canada, SOCAN is getting involved. It's this thing called AI. Suno, songwriter rights, and the new Nashville reality. Okay. There's no fighting AI in Suno. They're tools, but you can't use them exclusively. You can't go to AI and write a song without any kind of input. You just kind of say, hey, write me a song about flowers. And then it writes you a song about flowers. And then you pop it in Suno, then it comes out, and then you pitch that. You can do it, but you're not going to get paid. Everything has to be human. It has to be humanized. BMI and ASCAP are going to be checking for this stuff as of just a couple of days ago. They're changing a bunch. It was actually October 28th is when it happened. They now accept songs that are partially AI generated as long as there's a human author involved. That's huge. Up until now, the industry wasn't sure what to do with AI-assisted music. Here's the key phrase: human authorship must be a creative foundation. In plain English, if you write the lyrics, create the melody, or direct the composition, and maybe you used a tool like Suno to fill in the sound, that's fine. You're still the songwriter. But if you hit the button and let the computer write the entire thing, that's not songwriting. That's data generation. And BMI, ASCAP, and the U.S. copyright agencies all agree AI can't hold copyright. AI can't own your work. AI can't collect royalties. AI can't get publishing splits and deals. So it's time to stop wondering if AI is going to replace songwriters. No, it's a tool. The magic still comes from the human heart, right? So now, if you haven't tried it, Suno is one of these new AI music generated tools. You type in a description like, write a country song in G major and about long roads and drinking beer and give me a full demo, instruments, vocal, whole 9 yards. It sounds great, but that's where there's a catch. They have, Suno has what's called a free plan. And so Suno actually owns what you make. You only get non-commercial rights. Okay? The free plan is you only get non-commercial rights. You can't upload it to Spotify. You can't sell it. But you can put it on your TikToks and everything else, and it's going to be completely fine. But there's no money that's going to come in from that. If you upgrade to their Pro or Premier plan, you can use it commercially. You own the output under their license. but that still doesn't mean it's copyrighted protected. Okay. This is a lot. It's confusing. I know, but listen, I have a lot of songwriter friends on my social, and they're trying it, and I have a lot of guys in LA that are working with some of my different producers and engineers, and they're embracing Suno, but they're embracing it as a tool, not as the 100% of what exactly is being done with music. It's a tool. You put your song in there that you wrote on a napkin 5 years ago, and you just couldn't figure it out, but you wrote all the lyrics, and all of a sudden Suno comes back and it says, let's try it this way, and spit something out, and you go, that's kind of neat. Well, now you could take and you can build on that. What it spit out, just build on that. You can't take that now what Suno said and said, hey, here's my song, boy, am I fantastic, and send that in and think that you're going to be able to copyright it, or BMI or ASCAP is going to register it, because it will not happen. It does not work that way. Remember, in the U.S., only humans can create something that's legally copyrighted.
Hey, Scotty, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
How does BMI and ASCAP know that? I mean, is there a code? Does it Suno generate some kind of code that
you can hear it?
Okay.
You can literally you can hear it, and I think they've, at this point with AI, they've probably teamed up with some kind of program that they put it through, and they'll be able to tell immediately whether that was.
I was wondering if there was a digital code that they can see or something.
What I think is cool is that, honestly, that it's an amazing tool. I've used it before. I've tried it out. I wanted to see what all the hype was all about. Like I said, I have some friends that are trying it out. Some of them absolutely love it because they've been stuck on this stupid song for 10 years or 5 years or 2 weeks. And they're like, I can't seem to find where this thing is going to go. And then once it goes to a different spot that they weren't thinking, they go, whoa, that's cool. Now maybe I can send that to my producer. Maybe we could build on that or change it to the way that, we want to make it. Just remember, human. It has to be human. No matter which way, the vocalist has to be human. The beginning of the songwriting has to be human. The band has to be human. We had this thing called GarageBand out there. Remember GarageBand? I think that's what it was called, Mark.
Yeah,
where we could put on our instruments and you could do all. It's the same type of thing, but what's happening is non-songwriters, they can't tell the difference. They think now that they're an incredible songwriter because AI made them something. Well, it does not work that way. So literally, if you're a writer, you write your song. You get your help from Suno. If you're on the pro or the premium portion of that, you get to use those, but then you have to make it human. You take it into a studio with a live band. You say, now, this is kind of what I had a layout as, but it's not nothing I really wanted to done, but there's just some parts in here that I think are cool. Let's build a music around this, and then you create your stuff. But you have to, so here's where the line gets drawn, okay? If you write your own lyrics, build your melody, and maybe you use Suno or AI band tracks just to help the arrangements, like I was just saying, you are completely safe. That's your song. You can register with BMI, ASCAP. You can record it with real musicians. You could pitch it to labels or sync for TV and film, whatever you want to do. That's you guys. That's perfectly fine. It's like using any other tool. But if you let AI generate the entire melody, the lyrics, and you just approve it, you're now not the author. You have to make it human. That's the catch. They're all onto this. They all get it. And they've been probably inundated by people who are saying they're the best songwriter since whenever. But the fix, take creative control. Use AI like you used to. Like I said, you use GarageBand, Logic, or Pro Tools. Guide the creative process. Change the lyrics. Sing your own melody. Once this passes through you, the human filter, it becomes a real song again. Let me say that one more time. Once it passes through you, the human filter, it becomes a real song again. We'll be right back.
Hey, listen! Hey, don't go nowhere. We've got more coming at you.
That's right, y'all.
At Music Road Productions, we believe every great artist deserves a shot at the big stage. We don't just talk about breaking artists, we prove it. Take Michael Gillis, an independent artist with a dream. And with our team behind him, that dream became a reality. His single climbed the Billboard Hot 100 to number 43 and reached number 17 on the Billboard AC chart. Proof that the right guidance, strategy, and belief can take you all the way. At Music Road Productions, we offer more than just management. We build careers. From branding and radio promotion to streaming growth, social media campaigns, and connecting you to the right industry doors. Our passion is turning talent into chart-topping success stories. If you're ready to take your music to the next level, join the road that leads to Billboard. Music Road Productions, where independent artists become stars. Music Road Productions, your journey, your success, your music.
All right, so let's talk business, okay? Because that's where people get paid. Register with your PRO. BMI, ASCAP, CSCAP. Register your song just like you always done. Don't overthink it. But do it. You guys do it. Don't conjure up stuff in your head and think I could poor man mail it to myself and I'll never open it, and just take the steps. It's hard the first time. Everything it's a little scary. Just do it. Document your authorship. Keep your lyric sheet, your voice memos, your Suno project file. If there's ever a question, you can prove that you are the creative source. Makes complete sense, right? Use real musicians. Even if you start with an AI track, having live players on your final master adds originality, and no one can challenge your ownership of that performance. I've said that 1,000,000 times over. Human. Also, I'm going to tell you this one more time. Use real musicians. Even if you start with an AI track, having live players on your final master adds originality, and no one can challenge your ownership of that performance. Number 4, understand your license. If you use Suno or any AI program, Mark, you said you use another program, right?
Yeah, I've used Udio. It's called Udio, UDIO, and it's pretty much the same as Suno. And I noticed that I use 11 Labs sometimes AI for voiceover stuff, and they've just introduced a similar kind of thing.
It's not going away, Mark. Yeah. It's not going anywhere. I remember when Google came out, everybody was frightened. And as a music manager, I'm going to say this, and some of you music managers out there, lawyers might go, Scotty. But listen, the tool's not going away.
No, in fact, Scotty, most of the DAWs, the recording software that are out, Pro Tools and Logic and Pro and everything else, they're building it into their software, as well as a lot of the plugins that are used by producers. Even stuff like EQ, equalizing, where you can go on there and the EQ will analyze your track and it will suggest and make adjustments based on, their AI.
Right. So what I thought was going to be weird was going to be like, you remember when there's taxis all over and they charge a lot of money, and then Uber came along. I started to think that same theory was going to happen with guys like you or studio owners. They're going to be like, well, now that there's Suno, nobody needs to come to me anymore. Well, no. You guys just got the biggest pat on the back ever. They have to come to you.
Yeah.
They cannot not go wrong. They have to call Mark Maynard and say, Mark, I need your help. We need a studio. We need to do this with live musicians. We need to put a live voice on it. This has to go down.
That's the way I look at it. You can't stop technology. You can't stop AI. It's here and it's coming, and it's going to take forms and shapes and everything. But the way I look at it is, you just like you're saying, you figure out, you use it as a tool, figure out how it can benefit you and what you do, and put it in your tool chest.
Listen, they're doing it with cancer research. They're doing it. AI is doing everything. So why not get in front of it?
Exactly.
And figure it out and try to have it help you. But if don't try to cheat, you guys. It's because let's just say you get one by, and then 5 years down the road or a year down the road, something else comes up, and now you have a lawsuit, and they're going to say, all those royalties we paid you, sir, I'll see you in court. Don't do that. It's just not going to be worth it. Understand your license, okay? Like Mark was just telling you the program that he used. If you're going to use Suno or any other AI program, make sure you're on the paid plan and read it. Understand what that means and how the free plan, again, is for personal use only. Take your $20 or $30 or $100, whatever that's going to be, and pay them every month if you're going to use this stuff. When you distribute, include accurate writer, publisher, and performance creditors. Don't list AI as your co-writer. It's not a person. And you're going to, oh boy, just don't do that, okay? So you guys, it's confused. And you want to know what else? It's probably going to change again in another month because they're still trying to figure it out because so many people are pissed. Think about some of these songwriters that have been working their craft for years and years and years, and they have these number one songs, and they're so proud of the work that they did. And now all of a sudden, some 20-year-old comes to town and he hits a button and it comes out and spits it out in the song. No disrespect to any songwriter because I think you're all geniuses. It could be better than what you've done after working for 20 years in the business. That pissed me off too. I mean, I completely get it. Now, here's where this is going to get interesting, okay? And it's going to get a little messy, the legal landscape. Right now, several lawsuits are being filed against Suno and Udio for using copyrighted music to train their models without permission. What that means to me is artists and indie labels are saying, you scaped our catalog and built your AI systems off our copyrighted songs. So while you, as a user, might be safe under Suno's terms, the bigger legal picture is still being worked out. Like I said, it's going to change again. They're scared of Suno. They don't know what to do with Suno. They know it's not going away. So legally, they're trying to threaten them with everything I can imagine. I can't imagine being Suno's legal team right now. But the message is here. Stay aware. When AI training issues unlicensed data, it's a copy that's liable. But as creators, we should care because it impacts how our music is used and valued. Valued. Music, the art. It's got to have a value. It's got to have a meaning. It's got to mean something, right? BMI, ASCAP, and SOCAN made their statements clear. Training AI on copyrighted works without permission or compensation or credit is not innovation. They consider that theft. Strong words. And honestly, I agree with them 100%. Just figure it out. Don't go around, just figure this out. Sit on the table, sit in front of a judge, figure this stuff out so we can do it right and make sure that the music is still valued. I mean, that makes complete sense to me. So let's wrap this thing up, okay? Number one, as a music manager, keep writing. The soul in your song comes from people, not prompts. Find that song on a napkin when you're flying to Houston or Dallas or Nashville or Albuquerque. When you make up in the middle of the night and that lyric comes into your head, write it down, sing it into your phone. Number two, if you use AI, guide it. Don't let it guide you. Guide it. Tell it, this is what I want you to do. This is where I'm going with this. This is the lyrics that I have. Is this line strong? Can I change? Can you help me figure out a different way to say this line? Number three, register your songs you write, whether it's country, pop, gospel. If it's got your words and your melody, it's yours. Okay. Number four, upgrade to commercial use when using AI tools. Protect yourself and make sure you own the masters, which you will if you do these things. And number five, be transparent. When you pitch your song, let people know AI helped in production. It's not a dirty word. It's just another tool in a modern songwriter's kit. We used to fear drum machines. Remember that? We used to fear digital recordings. Remember? Now we're talking about AI. It's the same story, different decade. Nashville isn't dying, you guys. It's evolving. And the old cats, the great guys, the guys who write those ballads that make us cry, they're a little bit pissed, and I don't blame them one bit. Closing thoughts. Okay, at the end of the day, the songwriter gift is still a human emotion. AI can't feel heartbreak. It can't know the sound of your boots on Broadway or the quiet afternoons in the crowd that you leave at the Ryman. That's not what makes the song timeless. There's no machine can replace that. That you got to have that song, because it's timeless. You're going to hear it forever. The Johnny Cash's, the Garth Brookses, I couldn't even name them all. The Loretta Lynn's, my heroes, Charlie Pride, just Charlie Daniels, who we had a friend of his in a few shows back. So if you're using Suno or any of these other new tools, just remember, you're still the artist. You're still the voice. You're still the author. Keep writing, keep believing, and keep owning your music. I'm Scott Hooger, and this has been Drop Me Off in Nashville. Thanks for listening, you guys. I'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for joining Scotty and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
We're in Nashville. Can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?